Welcome to Good Morning, Mornings with Michael. Good morning. Happy Monday to everybody. Hope you had a great weekend of fulfillment, and now you're ready for a week to make your goals come true. Well, without further delay, let's get to the markets. Market news. World news, China GDP grows 6.3% in second quarter, misses estimate of second quarter GDP expands 6.3, missing 7.1% estimate. June retail sales rose 3.1% as factory output gains 4.4%. China holds key rate unchanged following June cut. Data comes amid pressure for more stimulus to revive growth. Onto our consumer sector news. Tesla, TSLA, built its first Cybertruck 4 years after Elon Musk first unveiled the pickup. Tesla shared the development on its Twitter account, posting a photo of its workers in vests and helmets around the vehicle. And I met with the battery maker over the weekend. So he's excited to get production ramped up down in Fremont. So we'll just kind of have to wait and see as these things roll off the assembly line. Chewy, CHWY, upgraded to buy from neutral at Goldman Sachs and raised target to $50. Energy, Industrials and Materials, Globus Maritime, GLBS, files $300 million mixed security shelf. United Airlines Holdings, UAL, and its pilots union reached in principle a new labor agreement that is the richest ever as a U.S. carrier, ending more than 4 years of negotiations. Virgin Galactic, SPCE, broadens access to space with the first private astronaut mission, Galactic 02. Flight window opens August 10th. Financials, MasterCard and Visa, MA and V, ticker symbols, mentioned positively in Barron's, noting shares of each have been on a tear, and yet their stocks remain cheap. Investors should take the opportunity to scoop up shares, said the article, noting Visa's current valuation multiple is a premium of about 30% over the S&P 500, half its historical average of roughly 60%. The picture is similar for MasterCard's cheaper relative to the market and its own history than it has been for a while. U.S. Department of Education will forgive $39 billion in student debt by updating a technical requirement under a long existing program. The change announced Friday will help more than 804,000 borrowers. How much it'll cost the taxpayer? That's the next question. Healthcare, Zylab and Argenx, ARGX, report positive top-line data from ADHERE study of VYVGART, Hytrulo, in patients with chronic inflammatory demyelinating polyneuropathy. The study met primary endpoint of 0.000039. VYGART or Hytrulo would demonstrate 61% reduction in risk of relapse versus placebo. Bridgeport Pharma, BBIO, shares rose 14% after the company said it would share results from the latest phase of its transthyretin amyloid commercial stage biopharmaceutical company to set up a public findings from phase 3 attribute CM clinical study during investor call on Monday. Pfizer, PFE, proposed $43 billion takeover of Seagen Incorporated, SGEN, will face an investigation from EU's merger enforcers as the bloc continues to scrutinize large biotech deals. Seagen disclosed in regulatory filing that both firms referred to the deal to the European. And finally, in technology, media, and telecom, AT&T downgraded to neutral from buy and cut target to 16 from 22. Baidu, BIDU, upgraded to conviction buy from buy at Goldman Sachs and raise the price target to $197 from $183. Frontier, FYBR, mentioned positively in Barron's, saying with new management team and a refreshed balance sheet, the shares look attractive and the company progresses towards its goal of 10 million fiber optic locations connected to its network. Microsoft, Mr. Softy, MSFT, said it reached a binding agreement with Sony to keep the Call of Duty video game franchise on the PlayStation platform. Paramount's Global PARA, Sherry Redstone's National Amusements, is in talks with creditors to renegotiate some of its debt, the Wall Street Journal reported late Friday afternoon. Stratasys, SSYS, rises after saying it has determined that the recently raised cash and stock buyout bid from 3D Systems Corp, DDD ticker symbol, is likely a superior proposal as defined by the merger agreement and Desktop Metal. DM, Strata says, will engage in discussions with 3D Systems regarding its unsolicited bid. Separately, Stratasys said it unanimously rejects the cash partial tender offer from Nano Dimensions NNDM. And finally, Viasat, VSAT, filed for the resale of up to 2.56 million shares of common stock by selling shareholder in the SEC filing. So that's our news. Let's go take a look at some of our screens. Got to rejigger, get the heat map. Will be, here we go with the heat map. Everything looks good in technology, not so good in healthcare. Consumer defensive looks mostly down. Financial, we spoke of Visa and MasterCard are up. JP Morgan, Berkshire Hathaway, all financial seems to be doing good. Restaurants are hanging in there. And industrials seem to be popping up. So that's our heat map. We'll go to our annuity screen. Once again, most people should be in an annuity or something similar. Once you go up the step, you do not go down, whereas the indexes do go down when the market corrects. Go up, go up. As you can see, it's about a 5% difference in your gain, which is quite a bit over time. There's something else called Index Universal Life Insurance that has similar feature, as they do not invest directly into the stocks themselves and continues to protect your investment. So that is that screen. Go on to our chart. I'm not sure why it didn't go to our chart. There we go. Here's the equal weighted S&P 500. It's up 0.28% after selling off early in the morning. Let's take a look at our dollar. It's trending down slightly. Dollar is down. It's pretty flat, I would say. Gold, pretty flat as well. Just can't get above its 50-day moving average. Silver, after that big move, stabilizing, looks pretty good. Look at copper. Got a pullback in copper here after a big move. Gap down today in FCX. Gap down in Vale. In Southern Copper, they're all gapping down today, trying to get back up here, maintain its flow. We'll just have to continue to watch that. And let's take a look at our bond yields. Continue to be under the 10 and 20-day moving average, down 0.08 cents today. It's at 3.811 after being above 4, which is helpful for the stocks. And pretty flat here on the 20-year. 1 to 3 year bonds are up, so the yield is dropping down again, which is also helpful. Take a look at the VIX. VIX is up slightly today. It's filled this gap over here, and now we'll just see if there's any movement up. NASDAQ is up slightly. Let's look at the equal weight. They are going to be rebalancing the NASDAQ. This is an equal weight. Looks a little stronger, which is good. Our rally is broadening out. A number of stocks are setting up. Dow Jones looks pretty healthy here. Bounced off of the 50-day moving average. And our small caps, big strong rally. They look the best of all the indexes right now. Take a look at what's trending, where the professional money managers are moving. Once we get our little helpful screen up. Activision, since it got approved by court, is gapping up today, up 3.5%. Activision is going to be part of Microsoft. Vista Energy is trying to bounce here. Looks like it's almost filled the gap. Recent IPO Frog Software. Strong move here. Continues to act well. It's up a little over 5%. Copa Airlines bouncing. Their earnings are in 23 days, bouncing off of, it looks like the 10-day moving average. Got a big move on shoes. The Swiss shoes that I profiled last week. We had a slight pullback, and now we got a huge bounce of 6.61%. Just let you know I have position and on just to keep all things fair and equal. Arch Capital Group jumping 4.81%. Some pretty good volume down here. And then we got a number of semiconductors that are bouncing. We got Stellis Technologies. They're up 7.39%. Software company Trade Desk bouncing 3%. JP Morgan is up as well. This is a utility that I really like. It's moving up, like in the breakout zone. Earnings in 14 days, that's the danger sign. And we do have expected earnings shortfall this year and next year. So I did have a surprise last quarter, so we'll see what happens in 14 days. And now where the big money is moving out of, the Apellis' pharmaceuticals, 22% drop. Ouch. Verizon, Verizon is slow to come up here. Verizon dropped 6.5% on a move out of Verizon. Earnings are due in 8 days. And sometimes nudge this. I'm not sure what's happening here. State Street is down 2.28%. Disney, there's a move out of Disney, down a little over 3%. The earnings came in at 12%, only a 3% earnings surprise. So that could be part of it. We have our containers. Yeti was a recent IPO. It's down 5%. Earnings are in 17 days. Got a big gap down today and huge volume. Something to be afraid of. Rivian was a big mover last week. Pulled back to its 10-day moving average. It's acting normal as long as it can hold above here. Would think it would be a continue hold. Pool continues to drop. Gap down here. We had some negative news on its competitor, Leslie's. Leslie is down another 14% today. So people are running for the exits. Formerly Restoration Hardware, RH, must have hit its peak. It's down 3.35%. Continue to watch that. Volume isn't too high. We had mostly blue, positive volume here. And Riot, which had been a big meme stock, is down 3.7%, 2 days in a row. Huge volume. Maybe the run is over. Let's take a look at a couple of cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin continues its pullback to its 50-day. Ethereum doing the same. And also in this area, coin holding up pretty strong. Look at some of our ETFs. A lot of good movements in semiconductors, energy. Had a big pullback on Friday. It's trying to bounce off of its 20-day moving average. Communications, this is where Facebook and Google are pulling back a little bit here. Got a little bit extended, so it comes back to the 10-day moving average. It wouldn't be that bad of a thing. Our biotechs are bouncing. Looks like they're bouncing off the declining 20-day moving average. And IBB, they're bouncing as well. Our technology, pretty strong today. Software remains in bullish formation. Our airlines are bouncing a little bit today. They had a big move back over the last week. Industrials. This is the one that looks better than the Dow Jones. Building materials still looks positive here. Mining and metals are bouncing off of the 200-day moving average, up almost 1%. And finally, home builders remain really strong. Green Book. This looks really positive. The consolidation bounced off of its 50-day moving average. After something breaks out and its first retreat to the 50-day moving average is positive if it bounces off of it. So we'll just kind of take a look here. Looks like it's in a buy area. Any way you slice it. There's an early entry here. And right now it looks like a traditional breakout. The volume isn't that strong. Maybe it'll pick up a little bit. We got 16 days to earnings. This is something to be concerned about. Let's go look at Kava. Had a big run up here. You know, it's consolidating, some people taking their profits. Just see, I guess the time to buy was right around here, 44.28. Or maybe around 46.34. We'll just see if it creates a cup with a handle. Continue to watch this. Take a look at some of our semiconductors. Breaking out here, AMD. Bouncing off of its 50-day moving average. See a number of them moving up, and Taiwan Semiconductor building kind of a base here, tried to break out, pulled back, bouncing off of looks like the 20-day moving average. Continue to watch that. Applied Materials. Looks like it's doing about the same thing, very similar formation. So that's our report for today. If you have any personal financial questions, feel free to reach out to us, and we'll continue watching the markets for you. Hope everybody has a great day. Continue working on your goals and your activities, and we'll be here for your investing activities. This has been Mornings with Michael for informational and educational purposes only. Have a great day.